I'm Claire Varley and welcome to another edition of the Essendon District Football League Season Preview. We're counting down to the 2015 season thanks to the Pascoe Vale Hotel, 12 Railway Parade Pascoe Vale. Today we're in Strathmore Community Bank Premier Division and looking at Pascoe Vale. The Panthers have been one of the big movers of the off-season, with Ben Warren headlining an impressive list of recruits. But is there room for Pascoe Vale in the top four? Let's ask Pellizzeri and Adem Saricaoglu.
Well, what an off-season at Pascoe Vale. Adem, they were the lucky ones to get out of the relegation danger a week early last year. They had the worst percentage in Strathmore Community Bank Premier Division and were actually my pick to get relegated for much of the run home. However, a well-timed upset of Aberfeldy meant that they were spared the madness of the relegation battle on the final day, and it's safe to say that after the off-season Pascoe Vale have had, those days of battling against relegation are gone.
I think it was a summer that Paco almost needed to have as well, Teo, because in the last couple of years they have been back up in Premier. They've sort of been irrelevant. They're certainly relevant now, Teo, that's for sure. They've had an amazing summer and picked up basically anyone they can get their hands on, and some quality as well. I'm a bit upset they didn't ask me to come back and play, Teo, my old boys, but that's okay. I'll stick to the media game. It's look, they're going to jump up the ladder, that's for sure. How far up is going to be the big question this year, but it's just going to be good to see Paco, one of the old historical traditional clubs of EDFL, actually be competitive once more and actually get some more wins on the board this year.
Well, let's look at the recruits. There are so many. The North Melbourne reunion continues at the club. Daniel Harris and Gavin Urquhart both coming across from Airport West, joined by Ben Ross straight out of the AFL and Ben Warren, only 1 year removed from the AFL after a very good VFL season with Werribee last year. The important in, Nathan Curlin from Queanbeyan. He has been a regular NEFL senior up in the ACT, and he is a straight replacement as the #1 ruck for Michael Sikora, who is heading over to Strathmore. Other ins, there are so many of them, I won't name them all, but the one that jumps off the page, Kyle Hardingham. Now, he is Essendon VFL listed, but Pascoe Vale are expecting to get the 4 games, to get him qualified for finals, should they make it, and then he would be an absolute asset at this level of football. So there could be some exciting high-flying stuff from Kyle Hardingham in a Pascoe Vale jersey this season. And then also Vinny Randello coming back to the club, part of the 2011 Pascoe Vale team that won promotion from the old B grade. That's why they're here in Strathmore Community Bank Premier Division, and apparently he's as fit as he's ever been after coming back from the Mallee. Some of the outs, Adam, the Justin Sherman experience, perhaps not a great one for Pascoe Vale. Injured early in his stint at the club, only played a handful of games, and then a protracted clearance battle, eventually seeing him move on to Kai Abram as their playing coach. Sikora, as previously mentioned, goes to Strathmore, and Nick Kovac to Keilor. But looking through this list, I make it 16 players who are arriving expecting to be part of the best 22, and that's not to mention the guys who will have to earn their stripes and, of course, last year's team.
And look, when that usually happens, your main concern can be just how long it's going to take for these guys to gel, having not played together before. But I'm not sure that's going to be as much of an issue down at Paco. So many coming across from Airport West and so many North Melbourne connections that all would have been on that North Melbourne list roughly around the same time 5 odd years ago. So these are guys, a lot of these guys that do know each other quite well. They know their games, just wearing new colours now in the red and black. And, that might hold Paco in good stead. It might take them a month or so just to get their rhythm going, but certainly they're going to be a force this year once they do get that right and get that synergy going within that squad.
Well, Adam, before you give me your range for Pascoe Vale, they've recruited out of the WRFL, out of the Southern League, out of the Riddle League. They have got players coming from all over. There's mids, there's forwards, there's halfbacks. It's just a matter of which ones will cut it in EDFL. It is a different league to the other suburban leagues. It's often one that is, as you say, midfield-driven, bigger bodies, and often playing on some smaller grounds. And then, every now and then, you get caught out by going to one of the bigger ones. And, of course, as we know, Windy Hill is one of the biggest. So, Adam, your range, I'm thinking Pascoe Vale, somewhere between 3rd and 5th. I think they can win the flag, though, and that's why I'm leaning towards putting them into the finals, even if there are teething problems, working out what their best 22 is at the start of the year.
I don't know if I want to go all the way and say flag, but I can certainly say finals, Teo. I think they can just sneak in the same range, 3 to 5. I'm not sure they can jump as high as go all the way to the top, and I know they got relegated last year. So I think they can get to the finals and certainly shape how the premiership race pans out. Don't quite think they can get there though. You never know. Funny things happen in local footy.
That's it for this edition of the Essendon District Football League 2015 Season Preview. Keep watching the EDFL YouTube channel for more videos, and we'll see you back here at the Pascoe Vale Hotel soon.